Hello, my beautiful galactic beings. Lydia, hello. Also, I just got your message. You're going to need to tell me a little bit more about that. I'm not familiar with these Earth-like customs. It's very, very unfamiliar to me. Hello, everyone in the chat that's been making me laugh before we even got started. How was everyone's day today? Is it fabulous? Is it filled with force energy? Are your midichlorians where they need to be? Cheers. I am not drinking deliberately in a wine glass because I feel like this is more Star Warsy and just generally more space themed than a standard wine glass. I don't have anything that's more modern or more futuristic looking, so we'll just go to the little short boy for now. But hello, welcome everyone, and not even being funny, because everyone's been making me chuckle in the chat. This is indeed worn with purpose, not just because I don't have a Star Wars shirt, but also because I like to give people the business, and by people I mean me and all of us here. We're doing it. We are absolutely doing it. I figure, you know what? I have two complete Twi'leks with fleshed out backstories that are a part of me that I've had for like years. I don't need a shirt. But if I did get a shirt, I definitely like the ones that have the very retro-y kind of vibe. So I'm like, I want to look like I just saw this in 1977 and it's like preserved, like a ringer tee. Wow, that's the good stuff. Uber did, hiya. Dragon, Jay. Oh, Ninja, hello. Hello, everyone. Oh, Lydia, you love a good ringer tee? I think so, too. Didn't we have the same t-shirt of that style? I know we've had several of the same shirts over the years, but I feel like there's one that is coming to mind even more so. Yes, they are cute. They help me know where the head goes and where my arms go. This human form is new to me, so the shirt helps. It's like paint by numbers, but clothing. It's very helpful. You can't remember what it was. I know, well, it happened, and that's all that matters. That is all that matters. Don't have one? Yeah, I know. I know. It could be on the list. I think my issue is that there's just so many. It's like, oh, how do you pick the right one? How do I pick the one? I'm just too indecisive. But Lydia, yes, we had the same gym shirt for sure. We have the same Spider-Man shirt, the lollipop one, and we have. This is your favorite place on the Citadel? Oh, I'm sure it is. You guys are already after me. I love it. Oh my goodness. Well, other than obviously a wonderful May the 4th, I did toy around with, pre showing up in my place to chat with you guys, but unfortunately, it does take a lot for her to be camera ready. She's very concerned with how she appears, so just know that about her. Velia, not so much. Not so much, but for her to get on camera, it would take about an hour to get ready, so we have a little bit of this instead. So I don't know if you can see with the lighting our slightly themed eyeliner. I realized this liner is almost like the exact same color of her skin. So I was like, oh, this will work. All right. And then I kind of did a little pushback. Because I feel like that's always a very sleek sci-fi look. So call me when we're making Aeon Flux 2. I'm ready. I'll buy all the LA Gear gel that I can find at CVS, and I'll be on set. Ah, mercy. I am so ready for the Mugler future. Yes. Were we talking about The Fifth Element and like being an extra in the movie the last time? I think, yes, we were talking about working at McDonald's. Yes. Okay, good. I'm like, I know I would have that conversation many times, but I just need to know. I need to make sure. But yeah, I figure we'll bounce in and out of Star Wars chat a little bit. We'll see if we can roll with something that also kind of fits in with the theme, because we have to celebrate a sacred day. It's not Life Day, but it's right up there. Hello, welcome, welcome. Wait, where are you at? You're here. Yay! Thank you for joining. We are just sipping and chatting. A little sci-fi with a heavy Star Wars bend, but I just like the genre in general, any and everything. If that's movies, books, shows, just concepts. I love science fiction, and I think, and someone can correct me if I'm not on track here, but I believe it is the newest genre of literature. Am I correct in that? I think everything else would be like a secondary like subgenre is what I want to say. Like people say like, oh, like urban fantasy and stuff like that is going to be more modern, but for like main genres, I believe science fiction is the most recent. Yes. And I think that's cool. Amazing Ayla, welcome. Wonderful to have you. This is a chatty chill stream. We kick back. Everyone in this chat is an amazing person, creative, and you are welcome. Welcome to chat with everyone. The biggest heart in the chat. Howdy. How are you doing, sir? Ninja, can I catch flies with your eyelashes like Anflux? Yes, because part of my mini spliced DNA components does include a Venus flytrap, so I can just catch them. What happens after that is disgusting, and I won't talk about it. I won't. But it gets resolved. It's fine. It's fine. I think that's when like the reptilian side takes over, and then I just get like the little... I hear like the Yoshi tongue sound. I hear like the blum, and I can just bloop, snatch the fly, and then it's fine. It's fine. Thank you. I apologize for yes, Kate Connors. Yes, Ninja, you are correct. Amazing Ayla. Listen, I don't know if you are familiar with my brand of my brand of whatever I bring to the table, but it is a little bit left of center sometimes, and often will skirt to the reptilian side because I'm a big reptile fan. So, just in preparation for that. But Ninja brings up an amazing, great memory, because I was talking about my Twi'leks earlier. See, we're gonna come back to Star Wars. We'll circle around. We will orbit around. But Kate Connors is the sort of, I guess, moniker that I gave my gender-bent lizard. Lizard as in Marvel's Spider-Man villain, Lizard. So instead of Kurt Connors, I was Kate Connors. And this was years ago, but I had so much fun. I do still wish, and I think I've mentioned it before, like that my dream cosplay would be to revisit that again, but with like the Sinister Six, like the rest of them. I know Lizard wasn't in the original lineup. I know he wasn't there. But he's often included. If it's not like the original lineup, then it's either Superior or something else similar. The villain crew for Spider-Man. And it was so much fun. I have the tail actually, because it's about 6 feet long. It is in my cosplay closet with my Leku, both pairs that are like flanking it. So the lizard tail is stuffed and holds its shape, and it sits like the little divots of the Leku sit right in the middle of the tail, so everything keeps its shape It's a win-win. It looks really weird, but the storage is what matters. That is absolutely what matters. And John, you got your potatoes planted, so it's been a very appealing evening. Listen, you'll get me with the puns every time. Also, I am a big supporter of the potato. One of my favorite roots, really. Chip, fry, vodka. Can you go wrong? I say thee nay. Thanks for giving you a heads up for your love of reptiles. Oh, you have Killer Croc from Batman. I can get down with Croc. I would say that his more recent iterations haven't been on par for my personal liking, but classic Croc, yes. And I think anytime Croc shows up in like a game or a show, I'm usually for it. I think it's just the movies that have led me into like I don't know about that. But I will respect my cold-blooded brethren at all costs. It's a tuber like no other. Yes, it is. Oh, well, I'm glad. So we are on the same page then. We are on the same page. And it's when you see the potential that's like, oh, like we could really like dig into this character in a certain way that is, one, new, also, two, true to the character that just hasn't been done. And then they're like, but what if we do something else that completely ignores all of that? What if we do that? I'm like, what if we don't? Let's not leave it up to market research and write the character as is. How about that? How about that? But I digress. But here we are. And I do love, we'll swing it back a little bit. I do feel that like reptiles specifically and the desert specifically come in more frequently in science fiction because they are so otherworldly. And I absolutely love that, hailing from the desert and being part, reptile or being a reptile fan. Like whenever, with the exception of like, obviously you get your like your indoors and, you know, your hoths, and we'll get different climates and areas. But 9 times out of 10, like you look at, when you think of Star Wars, most people think of like Tatooine, you know, or if they're thinking of sci-fi, they're thinking of like Dune or like literally like Mars as we know it. I'm like, oh, that's Sedona without the mountains. Okay, well, that's not far from me. Way better than, you know, traveling in space. But I feel like we typically just pull that type of interesting type of biome with the desert and reptiles too. It's like you got like your classic like Gorn. This big lizard guy. This lizard dude. Fighting. Rude. I'm still upset with Kirk about that. Just so you guys know. For the record, since we're here. Mercy. But I know I mentioned Dune. Isn't the final part coming out this year? Like December? Holiday time. We're going to get our wrap-up of our Timothy Paul. I've got to say, I'm still a little bit salty with him about his comments. And like, I was a fan. I feel like that, like the Tyra meme, like I was rooting for you, Timothy. I thought you were cool. And then you're like, no, ballet and opera is stupid. I'm like, what? Like some of the oldest arts that are giving you a platform for what you do now? Huh? What? Terrible. Gross misstep. So I don't know if any of you guys saw that, but it was, it just had a very Kardashian scent to it. And I was like, I don't like that accent. I don't like that. Ninja, it's going to be Dune 3 versus Doomsday. It's going to be Doomsday? Oh my god. Oh my god. I mean, I think it'll be one of those not, was it a Barbenheimer moment? But maybe? Because I do feel like there is a lot of, like, Dune pulls numbers, but it's not going to pull, like, the demographic size that Doomsday can and probably will. So I don't know. I think Doomsday will have it. Ayla, can't wait for the new Dune movie this year. Yes. Oh, okay, Lydia, you were disgusted as well. Thank you. Oh, Ayla, disgust. Okay. A lot of cool points. Yeah, and it was just so unnecessary too. You can just be like, oh yeah, like that's not my method. That's not my theme, but respect and go on. Like, whenever someone, just in general, and this isn't even like, oh, celebrities, because you have the visibility and you're like the mouthpiece for potentially a genre, or you can, because of the platform that you have, you can potentially like sway opinion about things. But just in general, like, you don't need to go out of your way to say that you don't like something in such a way, and especially when it's something that's so like innocuous as like art. If you're like, hey, I'm standing up against, I think animal testing is pretty wrong. It's like, okay, yeah, agreed, understood. We don't really need to like explain this any further. I mean, we shouldn't have to, but it's not the same as just like saying like, oh yeah, I like red. Oh, I like green. All right, cheers. We'll come together in December, but that's not my flavor for the rest of the month. Like, it's just so easy to not. And it just always feels like combative and strange whenever, someone tries to make a statement the other way around of like, no, it's lame. Like, okay, yeah, little brat, shut up. You think that Dune 3 will outperform Doomsday? Interesting. I'm saying that as a big Marvel fan. Oh. How so? Do you feel that is the thought process that Dune 3 is going to be like the finale and that big? Or do you feel that Doomsday isn't going to live up to previous numbers, previous expectations? Because it does have a little bit of a bend to it. I'm just thinking like realistic like box numbers. Doomsday will probably pull in more seats than Dune. Like, I'm thinking of a big chunk of their audience, which are like kids. And I feel like in general, most kids would want to see like characters that they know versus characters that they don't or don't quite remember. And Dune just, it's a very different type of movie. A lot, Barbie and Oppenheimer. But just because they're different genres doesn't mean that you can get like the baseline message potentially is going to be any better or worse, but they are wildly different genres and different styles of movies for sure. I mean, one being a trilogy and one being in a serial, and extensively given the cast, like you need to go back to like 26 years ago if you really want to get the full impact. And I don't think that there's an audience that is willing to do that, or they are already there. I don't know what that looks like, but my thinking is that Doomsday will still edge out just on the numbers for familiarity. So people just need to let people enjoy things. Jay, I agree. Like, it costs you nothing just to be like, oh yeah, not for me. Okay, that's fine. You're right, they may have more of an audience, but I was talking about, living up to the hype. Okay, so you're talking about just like the movie itself independent of the actual audience. Content versus audience, so I follow. I will say the second one, I was not quite into it. It's not that I'm against long movies, but I do believe in brevity for the message and for what story you're trying to tell. And I do feel like it went a little bit beyond that. And it felt draggy in not the best way. I do feel like if it was edited down just a little bit, the story would have been a little bit tighter and a little more directed. Just rein it in just a little bit. You gasp. I know. So I like the first one still the most so far. But we'll see. I want to see Chani get her comeuppance. I don't think that'll happen, but you know. Have you read any of the books, Amazing A-Law? I know there's many, but because I have not. Just seen the David Lynch one. You understand? Fair enough. And it's, you don't even have to agree. So you haven't? Okay, yep, same. I haven't either. So it's one of those things that I would like to, like, eventually it's like, oh, I would like to, but the reality of it is like, listen, I still have laundry from like 2 nights ago that still hasn't been put away. So that's where like my hierarchy of like, I'll get to it is. So a big old set of chonkers like this, realistically, I don't know if I can do it. Ninja, this is another big year for Zendaya. It is, every year is a big year for Zendaya. I'm a big fan. I want her to have all the best things. I feel like we would be friends. I feel like we would laugh at the same things. She seems like a secret, like, she's got some kooky elements, and I think that that's fun. And this isn't, not in a parasocial way, but just in a, I think you'd be chill, like, off camera, offline, when it's just like you. I think you're chill. And I think other people can see that, and I think that's the difference of, like, why some people land and some people are, like, just stiff. You think Dune 2 had more action than the first Dune. That's why I love Dune 2 more. I would agree. The action part, I think, who's it? Austin Butler was interesting. We got some more, like, different types of, like, set pieces. But again, I just feel like if they were just condensed just a little bit more, that would have been, like, sweet spot. Total sweet spot. Sweet spot. Can I even talk? And this isn't even, like, strong wine, you guys. I think it's just, like, it's a Monday. And sometimes these Mondays can feel like, oh, a fresh start. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm ready. I'm good. And then other times I'm like, I'm mentally still on the couch. Uber Dead, if I had a gripe, it would be trailers. Enough said. So you mean like the hyper condensed version of literally what I'm talking about? Hey, we're going to show you either everything in the movie and give plot points away, or we're going to completely give you a bait and switch, and either way you're going to be disappointed. Because I feel like that's something that we are seeing a lot more in movie trailers. Lydia, you're still trying to get work done? No. Well, I'm here to keep you company as you work. Don't whistle while you work. Just stream as you work. And then I will yap and keep you company. Which movie do I love more, The Fifth Element or Firefly? Like, Firefly the show? Or are we talking Serenity? Are we having some tee-hees? Are you having some tee-hees at my expense, Amazing A-Law? On your first day? Out of control. Nah, it's fine. Razz me all you want. What do I enjoy more? Honestly, Fifth Element. It's such a fantastic story, and it's so fun. And I feel like people will often use the word like, oh, like this is so good, like it has to be a heavy drama or like a period piece or something like heavy and profound. And I feel like that shouldn't be the case. And I don't know if that's just like Oscar mentality that's like, we're like, oh, this movie's in black and white, therefore this is a better story. And I'm like, no, put a cartoon up. If it tells a good story, if you've got good characters, if you've got good writing, if you've got amazing artistry, acting, voice acting, it should be right up there with like The Wheels in Autumn, foreign film, only in sepia, 35 millimeter. Like, I understand the artistry for that, but it's overlooking it for other genres. That's, I'm like, no. I feel, if I may, that like a well done like comedy, sci-fi, animation, all of these other genres that don't have that weight should be given that, and I feel like they get overlooked a lot. Oh, you are loving the vibes in the chat. Well, hey, welcome. Thanks for being a part of it. Grinch, Azareth, Metreon, Zynthios. Well, welcome. I'm feeling, tell me what you're feeling as a secondary question. Because it's making me feel very Raven, honestly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But what was I talking about? So yes, Fifth Element. For watchability, for story, for pacing, for music, for visuals, world building. Whew. Second to none. There's a reason why it has so much visual recollection for a lot of people, even if they don't remember the movie. If they see like a Ruby Rod cosplay, it's like, oh, Fifth Element. Oh, Lilu. Okay, Multipass. I get it. Like there's so many more pop culture pieces of like that are in the zeitgeist that were pulled from Fifth Element that hold up. So I agree with them. We were talking about chicken and like the eyeshadow visor. It's like taking like Cyclops' ruby lenses out of his visor and just putting like a Pat McGrath palette on it. Which, I mean, very, very mutant of him. Also, I would think that that's Emma's influence. But anyway, I'm getting carried away. Grinch, you saw purple and connected some dots? I see you. Koopa Kid! Heyo! What are we drinking? A wonderful cab that is almost out, so I'm about to pour some more. This is... I think this is the one from last week that I'm still finishing. The Juggernaut. So I'm glad that we came back to a little bit of mutant reference. Just a little bit. It's time for wine ASMR. Ooh, that was nice. It's like a fountain of serenity, but with wine. No! Alright, well. There goes the Juggernaut. Stoppable. And we'll just put you here just for vibes, even though you're empty. Amazing Ayla. Oh yeah, I would love to see the Fifth Element to a TV series. That way we could see more of the world building. I agree, but I would also say that that's tipping on Farscape's toes. I'm not mad about it, but I'm just recognizing. I can play devil's advocate for myself, which I do all the time. As an only child, that was something that I kind of formed with, because there was no one to like bounce off to. Like, hey, are you being a complete Veruca Salt right now? And I never wanted to be like that, you know, the stereotype of the only child that's like me, and the selfish, bratty element that sometimes gets tied to being an only child. So it was like, no, I could be the asshole here. Having these existential crises at like 5 years old, talking to my bearded dragon. My shirt is great. Thank you, Koopa. Yeah, I was telling chat I do not have a Star Wars shirt. Tee-hee. So I'm repping just aliens in general, and I have a slight pre-inspired makeup. So a little bit of aqua. I'm here, but I figured, like I told the gang, I've got 2 fully formed OCs that are Twi'leks, so I feel like that counts instead of the shirt. But if I did get a shirt, it would be a very heavily retro-inspired, like 77 era shirt. So if I find one, I might just show up on stream and be like, hey, it's like September the 9th, yeah. And people are like, you could have just waited a year. And I'm like, I could be dead in a year. I don't know. I'm wearing the shirt now. Grinch, you're trying not to add projects for a con that's 2 weeks away. No, you can't do that. Not with 2 weeks. Well, here's the thing. Do you have 2 weeks and your weekend, or is it 2 weeks and full weekend? Because that's what gets me. Because, like, I'll have time. I'm like, oh, okay. I've got some time. Like, after the stream, I'll be done at 9. I don't go to sleep till, like, 2 a.m. anyway. I can work on stuff. Sewing machine's right here. But will I is the question. Nah. Or when you get so tired that you, you know, just don't work on anything. And I'm like, maybe I'll just read instead. Maybe I'll just take a little snooze. And then it's like, oh, I wake up on the couch and it's 4 a.m. and I'm like, oh, man. Well, fumbled that one. Ayla, may I ask, who's your favorite Star Trek character? Probably Data. Wait, hang on. Okay. Like, main character or recurring? Because it's a hard tie between Data and Lore. Because I love Lore. But I also love Q, too. It would definitely be that era for me. Like, Next Gen era, Deep Space, Discovery. That would be the era for sure. So, okay, if it's not Data, then Lore. And then if I can't pick one of those two, then it would be Q, for sure. Because he's a little bitch, and I love him. My dear brother. Oh my, he's such a sassy little android. I love him so much. And I'm like, yes, baby, be evil. Be evil. That's okay. Don't mind your factory settings. Dr. Silm can just have it. That's fine. That's fine. Ugh. Don't let me get carried away. Stop. I'm in love. Jeez. You're gonna live forever. Shut your mouth. Thank you. Well, you know what? You're living forever with me, and I'm so glad that we are vampires, and I'm glad that we're coming out, you know, to the public. This isn't a Cabernet. And the reason why this isn't, you know, clinging to the glass like real blood does, because I would know, is because I just don't want to shake your fragile little mortal minds, obviously. Don't out us, respect us. We're just hemoglobin enthusiasts. I'm glad we're living with that. Great. Ayla, is it wrong to ask you that question on Star Wars Day? May the 4th be with you. No, it is never. Listen, if I may, I generally prefer Trek to Wars. In this situation, don't put your pitchforks down. I know I'm doing it on the Lord's Day. Our Lord Yoda's day. But I do feel that in general, Star Trek stories and themes are of a different caliber than Star Wars. As they should be, because they should be different. I feel that a lot of Star Wars is obviously very good and can pull those thematic elements. I feel like the EU definitely does that more than what we see like in the movies and can go a little bit deeper, and that I love it. Timothy Zahn, where are you at? Are you in the chat? Is Timothy Zahn in the chat? Anybody? No? Oh, just my dreams. But I feel that Star Wars is the Avengers. Star Trek is X-Men. I feel that the themes that are discussed and dealt with on a general, more regular basis, because there's some goofiness in there. Absolutely. There's goofiness in both, and I feel like that doesn't take away from the weight of the other messages and the other motifs that are in both pieces of media. So let me just say that. And I love both, but it is just a different type of story. For a good chunk of Star Wars content, it is, and I mean this in the best way, a space opera about one family and then extra pieces around them. But a lot of what we focus on is obviously like the Skywalker family. And yeah, like there's nothing wrong with that. I feel like having them as a fixture makes sense. Having other characters that support either events that are around them or a part of them totally makes sense and are good. But I think it is very important to just recognize those differences, and I love those differences because I love both. It's like, hey, would you rather have wine for the rest of your life or a cocktail? And I'm like, wow, well, I love both. I love both, but they are different. And I think that's okay. Ayla. Nice comparison. Thank you. I'm glad. I didn't even look at the chat because I had to get it out. And I had to speak. Oh, your shirt reminds you of the alien thriller Roswell. Well, this is a X-Files beautiful shirt. I've never seen too much of Roswell. I've seen catch a few stray episodes, but not too much to say that I've seen it, but I know of it. And Grinch, you have 2 weeks and full weekends, but the weekend is when you work. Okay, well, at least you can catch stuff when they're open, so that's good. That's good. Lydia, you can't wait to hang off the train tracks while Cry Little Sister plays. Cry Little Sister. Yeah, well, we'll both be there. In Santa Clarita, we'll both be there. Star Trek does have a Professor X, you know? He does really look like the actor that plays him. Isn't that crazy? Just like how Lore and Data look so much alike. Isn't that crazy? I wonder if it's the same actor. We'll never know. We'll simply never know. Star Wars, Avengers, Star Trek, X-Men, which is why X-Men should be a show and not movies. Oh, Grinch, you make a point. And I think that's why I enjoy a very certain show. I'm trying not to mention it too much because I feel like I do all the time. But why a show like Legion needs that time to develop and space. Because it's not as easy as like, I am super strong all the time and you know my motives and you know what my MO is 100% of the time. That doesn't mean that you're a bad character, but it means that we know what to expect. If your character is constantly fighting, like it's the classic like framing of storytelling, right? It's like man versus man, man versus nature, man versus technology. I can't remember some of the other ones, but like even like those three. And with like the X-Men, just saying, when you are at war with yourself, example, Rogue trying to wrestle with the fact that she wants a cure from what she is, who she is, to live who she wants to be. Man versus man. Man versus man, parentheses, as a society, when you want to help people, but those same people want to destroy you. But if you help them, they like you, but it's only while you're helping them. And then you have to wrestle with that. Do you still just want to be the bigger person and still help the cause at large? Or do you want to say, bollocks to that, have me rain or shine? Aurora, give him the forecast. I just see it in my mind. Ugh. But it is, the X-Men just include so many of those classic elements, and that's why they just land so well for me, personally. And that's not to say that, like, the Avengers are, like, flat or one note, because they are compelling. Guardians of the Galaxy are not flat or one note or compelling. And, you know, you could do this with any of the major, like, teams. But ultimately, it just comes down to how many adversaries do you have and how many allies do you have? And I think those are the real questions if you look at each team, whatever you're looking at, even if you step outside of comics, where you really get to see what the team is actually about. If no one is against you and everyone loves you, it's a lot easier to be a hero. If you've got, you know, the biggest media and the mogul in the world telling you that you're a menace, it's probably not the greatest thing. But then if you've got the people on your side, and then it's like, okay, man versus government, or man versus institution, and man versus the people, or man with the people. So you're falling into like a Spider-Man, Heroes for Hire sort of that type of caliber of story. Jay, wait till you hear about what Locarno and Tom Paris. Oh my goodness. Well, I mean, tell me about it. Ninja Ants. Like, now I feel bad. Whenever I'm catching up in the chat, I'm like, wait, what was I yapping about? Oh yeah. Ayla, am I excited about the new reboot of the X-Files? Which, is there a new reboot? Because I know that they had some episodes, I think, last year, yes? I mean, it's still, like, David and Jillian, so, like, I'm not mad. It's not going to hit the same, like, obviously. And, like, we know, they know, everybody knows. But it's like, oh, can lightning strike twice? I mean, to bring it back to Star Trek, like, I was just watching, what, like, Wrath of Khan. And it was, what, like, 15 to 20 years after, like, TOS. But they're like, hey, people will want it. I mean, and we do. They do. I do. Got the little box set with all the movies. But it, yeah, I'd say that pleased that it's happening versus excited. I'm pleased that it's happening. And Grant, you were just trying to make 2 MF Doom masks, a Shockwave helmet, a Lord Death mask, Lord Death hands, top hat, maybe a Korok mask, along with those 2-in-1 Zuko sword. Yeah, you got a lot. I knew about like half of the list when you mentioned it. Now you're just adding to it. Friendo, that's a lot. That is a lot. With 2 weeks? Here's the thing. Do you have all of your materials? If you've got to order stuff, I'm concerned. I'm deeply, then this will become an intervention. I'm concerned. I want to make sure that you're okay. I want to make sure that you have all your tracking numbers where you need them to be. And I want to make sure that this isn't a problem. I'm here for you. You have my support. I'm your cosplay sponsor for crunching on making like 18 different props in 2 weeks. That's crazy. Jedi, bollocks to that. Hold the Earth hostage with its own magnetic field. Vroom, vroom, vroom. That's right. Eric Lyncher, you have full permission to destroy the Earth. I don't care. Lorna, jump in. Make it a family affair. I want House of M part 2, 3, 4. I'm out the door. I mentioned Mars earlier. Take me to Araco. Take me off planet. Again, I can handle the desert. I can handle it. Psh, junker from Jakku. Doesn't even know a day in the desert. I'm sorry. If I've spoken out of turn, I'm jumping around. I know I am. Teleporting like Nightcrawler in my topics, but I thank you for sticking with me. Lydia, I do have news outlets telling you that you're a menace. Well, yeah, and they're mean. I'm like, girl, why'd you eat mold? Please, explain. Jay, Locarno was a character in a TNG episode played by Robert Duncan McNeil, who also played Tom Paris in Voyage. Okay, thank you for filling me in, because I'm like, the names were like, I'm like, Lucario was in there. Whoa, that's crazy. I didn't know they did a collab. But no, I am not so great with names. I try, but there's just so many. There's so many. Characters were extremely similar to a point, but written a bit differently for different story reasons. Excellent. And they made a whole thing about Locarno and Paris not looking anything alike in Lower Decks. So they brought it back. They brought back the fan teehees. And here I am, just a simpleton, missing the joke, missing the yolk. Oh my god, not the mold. Well, darling, you were the one apparently that consumed it. Oh my goodness. Full disclosure, I might pass away during the stream since I ate moldy cheese on accident. Now, was it like blue cheese? Was there like a visual element to this? I know we're talking about science fiction, but we gotta take a break to talk about moldy cheese for like just a second. Please. I'm allergic to penicillin. That would kill me. I would be dead. I'd still be streaming, but I'd be dead. Ayla, so I just looked it up. Ryan Coogler was supposed to direct the new reboot X-Files series for Hulu. Oh. Interesting. I did not know. I did not know that there was a new. I would trust it with him. I mean, so far, he's been pretty golden in my experience. I feel like he does cherry pick his projects, which I think is good. It's not just, he's not just looking for how many commas are in the check. Lydia, it was one of those goat cheese with blueberry logs from Trader Joe's. I mean, they are so good. They are so good. I would eat it and just hope for the best and be like, well, I don't know. I've eaten a lot of like mushrooms. They're fungus. Maybe it'll just be like a little symbiotic thing. They'll just let me off the hook easy and not like make my throat collapse. I was wondering why it was good, but also kind of tastes like poop socks. Well, you gotta leave those coop socks. Poop socks alone. You gotta stop. I know that you have your vices, but like we gotta draw the line at poop socks. I don't think I've ever said those words in that order in my life. And you're making me do it now on live television. Incredible. Uber dead with all the various recalls. I don't know how to react right now. Listen, check your cheese. This is now a not an advice column, but this is a warning stream to check your cheese. So everyone, make sure, like, if it is the season, so you need to check what you're cheesing. I don't know. It's the reason to check your cheesing. Kronos, what did I walk into? A moldy cheese? That's exactly what you walked into, my friend. Exactly. You walked in through a hole of Swiss and you're like, oh, there's stuff growing here. The moral of the story is don't eat moldy cheese. Lydia, I will not get out. I can't. I shan't. I won't. I have to stay to inform these good people and terrify them of the dangers of cheese that just got away from us. That's what we'll call it. We won't call it moldy. We'll call it ambitious. Ambitious cheese. Trying to grow on its own. Mold Greg. Are you bringing old Greg into the conversation? Mercy. Mercy. But I'm glad that you did. So cheers to that. A loss. So now I will put it on my watch bucket list. Mm-hmm. So no blue cheese? No, we do blue cheese. The cheese in question. For all those just tuning in, also, thank you. Yeah, don't eat moldy cheese. The cheese in question was a goat cheese with blueberry, which is very delicious. And this is not, because I'm angling for that Trader Joe's sweet sponsorship. This is not a slight against Trader Joe's and their fine products, but just to double check, because sometimes, I mean, good cheese today could be mid cheese tomorrow, and we don't want to get you caught off guard. But I do love a good blue cheese. Like, if I do like I do a Cobb salad without the bacon, because pigs are for the streets. Hey! And I'll do blue cheese ranch. And I'm not a big ranch person, but on a Cobb, so good. So good. A fungus among us? Indefinitely. And I am a fun guy. I mean, like, if I want to do, like, oyster, shiitake, portobello, baby bella, psychedelic, all are welcome here. But I especially love a stuffed portobello. Nothing like it. So my uncle is really big into grilling. Obviously, he does meat. And I'm like, hey, that's your path. That's you. I'm like, I see those big mushroom caps over there. You want to throw some portobellos on the grill for me? And he'll do like a massive skewer, these huge stuffed portobellos, and he'll do like a spinach, feta, bell pepper, Kalamata olives. And I'm just like, I'm so glad we're related. Just take it out. So good. So good. What did that poor Tabello ever do to you? Be delicious. And I mean, that was his fault. He was asking for it. Dressed like that. Dressed like that in that balsamic vinaigrette. Just asking to be taken a bite out of. No, I do love anything. A mushroom ravioli. Anything with mushroom. I'm a big fan. Big fan. Oh my goodness. That is so good. That's the great thing about wine. It just gets better and better with time. Unlike, well, I wouldn't say cheese, because you do want to age cheese. It just can't get away from you. You just can't turn your back on cheese and let it start doing its own thing. Like, it needs a curriculum, it needs a syllabus, and it needs to grow in the way that you need it to grow. That's what we need. Kronos, how about truffles? Delicious. Expensive, but delicious. Yes, absolutely. Ayla, have you ever read the Animorph books before? I've looked at all the covers and laughed at them. I have not read any. Are they good? I was more of a well, let's see, 'cause there were some that like I had to like catch up on, but I was a Dinotopia. Again, this is the reptile thing. A Dinotopia and a Goosebumps, obviously, reader. And I can't remember the name of the series. Please, chat, assist. The series that was like a monster that was in like a modern setting, and it was like, oh, vampires don't drink lemonade. Werewolves don't eat steak. I don't know, like something like that. But they had like the little like modern take on like monsters or creatures, and it was always these like kids. It was very like Scooby-Doo, but in a very different way of like, oh, we want to be suspicious of everyone because we think that they're monsters, and we gotta figure it out, and we gotta watch them. And it's like, oh, he said, well, I don't drink wine. Whoa, they knew. So it had a theory. It had a premise like that to all of those theories. Series. Why do I keep saying theories? Jeez. Grinch, you just got a black truffle hot sauce. Ooh, hurt me. That sounds so good. Lydia, you walked away to heat up cheese, and I can't believe we're talking about cheese, Shane. Listen, I got a slice of Colby Jack that's waiting up for me. Over a couple Schneider's pretzels. Country roads take me home. That's going to be dinner. Because of course not. I'm not cooking. I've got wine. I've got cheese. So what if it's sliced? Call that this is the poor man's charcuterie. Okay? I'm doing my best. Dragon. What kind of cheese, Lydia? Hopefully not the mold. Once upon a time. Yes, the Trader Joe's blueberry goat cheese log. I meant, oh, tea, not cheese. I was heating up tea. The mold is taking over. Oh my God. Okay, so you are... I know we talked a little bit, or somebody made an Aquatine reference last time, which, I mean, beautiful, always. But do you guys remember the episode with Old Drippy, who was just like sentient mold? I feel like that's just what's taking over now. Please, someone remember. Please, someone remember so that I'm not the only one bringing this up. Oh my God. Oh no. Oh yes. Oh yes, honey. Oh yes. You watched Old Drippy yesterday. Grinch. How could I forget? I think they started showing some other episodes on their YouTube that were just doing like a live stream, which I will appreciate. 'Cause, man, so good. So good. Heating up tea. The dramatic pause with I don't drink wine was positively Calculon-esque. Did you enjoy my pregnant pause? It was I was about to say it was a Lugosi pregnant pause. This is not an impreg stream. How could this be? But yes, thank you. I like to keep the drama at a level 10 at all times. At all times. I am so sorry. I never drink Velveeta. Oh my God, Quintara, welcome. You just walked into a stream that's like part moldy cheese, part vampire, still a little bit of sci-fi. Welcome home. We're about to get into it, and it's almost about that time for me to shift the lights into something a little more blue. Was Being Human the show? Oh my goodness. The show, I was talking about the book series. It's a little more mold friendly. Yeah, we're pretty mold friendly, I guess. I mean, we don't want to eat the mold, but we acknowledge that the mold exists. I acknowledge it. Oh my God. Do you know what I saw today? Oh my God. I was watering the plants in my Persephone moment. I saw a centipede. you don't realize like how like crazy they are until you see them. It's very weird. I just let it go about its day, and I'm like, all right, you got more legs than a supermodel. I'm gonna let you be, but like, just don't come by me. That's fine. Being Human, the UK show, and then the US remake. I know of it. I've seen, I think, because our boy, it was Whitworth, right? Sam Whitworth, that was in the US version. He was the vampire. I may not remember much, but if there's a vampire, I'll probably clock him. Grinch, Being Human is dope. The US or UK version. Since we're talking about vampires so much, it might be that time. Pew. Let's see. Or we'll do. We'll bring it up. Bring it up a little bit lighter. It's a little bit darker. There we go. You can still see me, but now we are at the second chill part, super loungy part of the stream. Oh, it's Aidan Turner in the UK. Yes, yes. Oh my God, our boy Keely, right? I love him too. After Dark, Dragon, you are right. We are right on time. The UK was better, Jedi. Usually it tends to be. I don't know why, like, American audiences, or I guess American directors, think that American audiences want something that's so drastically different when we really don't. And I was joking about it. I gave a Alan Z in the chat earlier, but with the Doctor Who revival, specifically Tennant, like, I feel like that was like Channel 4. You don't need to change anything. I mean, not like it's their responsibility, but like your shows, like, as is, 100% translate. We don't need to have like an American version. Like, let it just be this show. Because how many American shows and movies do other countries get just as is? You know? I think that it should be fair all the way around. And especially if it's going to be better. Like, yeah, like, hey, do you want the same thing but worse? Do you want cheese but with mold? No! I just want the good cheese. I'm not done with the mold. Sorry. Oh, the light change was cool. Oh, Ayla, that is what we do here. Once we reach the sort of halfway point in the stream, things get blue, we get more loungy, we get more comfortable. And it starts with the lighting. So I hope you guys are getting nice and cozy as well. Lydia, you're never going to live down being a mold zombie. Well, you're no zombie. You're like patient zero and like cured zero. Like everybody else, they went zombified. You were like, this isn't going to go with my foundation, and I have a lot of money invested in that, so I'm just going to deny the zombieism. And then you'll be fine. Like, will it deny you? Will it defy you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I appreciate that. I remembered that the wine was gone. This is the worst. This is the worst. It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times. Please, someone get that reference. Please. Well, Ayla, since you are new to the chat, and for anyone that might be in the foyer, in the waiting room, lurking at some other point in the lounge that we can't see in this little rectangle that we've got going here. On Mondays, we roll a d20, and it picks the topic for the rest of our discussion for the night. I don't know what it will be, obviously. I leave everything up to the die, and sometimes we'll try to loop it in to keep it somewhat in line with our current chat, but other times we just let it fly. So what we'll go ahead and do right now is get our let's get some visual on our lovely dice tower and give this guy a whirl. I feel like this is going to be my standard die. It's got like a cool bluish sheen to it. Really nice font. Love a good font. I don't want that standard Chessex font. You know the one. You guys know the one I'm talking about. So, here we go. Ooh, can we see that? That is an 18. I don't think I've rolled an 18 before. All right. So, now with that, we'll go ahead and pull up our lovely list. And 18, oh my God, no. Oh no. So the 18 is the fictional boyfriend yap. Okay, listen. I honestly, so I didn't expect that this day would come. I didn't expect this day would come. Oh my God, I've got to cut visual. You guys, you can't see me. I'm blushing under the purple lights. Chevy in the chat is like, what? Oh my God. I'm going to have to re-roll so that we can revisit this again. I'm not going to subject anyone to it. Grinch. Oh my. Kronos starts taking notes. Lydia. Oh, here we go. Oh my God. You guys are killing me, but I'm screaming. I'm screaming internally, and the wine's gone, so I have nothing to blame it on but my own faulty actions. I don't even have moldy cheese to blame it on. I thought this would be funny if I, like, cataloged all of them. And this is everybody. This is video games. This is shows. This is movies. This is games. This is literally everything. And I did kind of start to, like, group them into little categories. Lydia, you might know some of these already. Oh my God, Jay. Welp. Oh my God. Ayla, what's really funny, because I want to make sure that I capture everything in the chat before I get carried away on the wings of my ridiculousness. You are a D&D player, so that is beautiful. The last couple streams, I actually did roll ones. And you saw the list. Like, it is just, I use the D20 as just a list for, like, you know, just topics. Like, I was like, okay, we'll just throw it out, 20 topics, and we'll see what happens. But the next, like, stream, I had a tech issue. One time I was muted. The other time it didn't recognize my microphone, or I had it was something. And I, up until then, had like nice streams. Oh, I think like the internet went out. It was something. It was cursed. It was the one. I stand by it. But I'm glad that we've broken it with a nice 18. Like that's a solid DC, I feel. But yeah. Oh my God, you guys are killing me right now. We need the deets. Kronos, listen. It's far too powerful, and it's far too hilarious. And I feel like if I do organize this in a way that is not just completely, I'm not even gonna say embarrassing. I own it. I don't even care. I'm like, yeah, if you were real, pixelated man, absolutely. Absolutely. I will say that Data's on the list, and Lore. I'll say that just because we mentioned them tonight. And Kylo too, because it's that day. Yes, I'm sorry. And if anyone calls him Krylo, I'm about to fight you in the chat. I will fight you in the chat. You guys. I can't believe it landed on that. I was like, I'll put this on it. This will be funny. Like, down the line. I did not expect it. Jay, I will subject you guys. I will categorize them. And I'll try to get some visuals up, because I do feel that not everyone may be familiar with these characters. And I want to have some visuals. So, Ayla, spill the cheese. Spill the cheese on the fictional boyfriend. Okay. Well, there's many. There are many. They are legion, and they are many. Oh my God. Lydia, I probably know all of them, considering fictional boyfriends are a daily topic of discussion. How could you do me like this in public? No, you're totally right. You're totally right. Oh my god. Sounds like we need to do a tier list stream. Oh, well, I can't rank them. I absolutely can't rank them because I love them all equally. Because they're all my darlings. My sweet, sweet darlings. Oh, you have visual. This will be. I will have visual. So this will be the next stream. I don't know if I'll be able to like get it in time. I might need to do a part 2 to this because I do have a list for a certain like topics for the D20. I was like, well, I do want to have kind of like something just in case. And this was one of them just because there's so many characters. So I do have groupings. Here's the thing that makes it tricky. Some of them have overlap in other groups. Stay with me. Stay with me. I'm gonna tackle some of the bigger ones. Oh my god. I cannot believe. Oh, it'll never roll on this. We'll see. We'll see. It's 1 out of 20. I mean, I know the statistics aren't technically a 1-to-1 ratio, but oh my god. This is killing me. Well, while I look forward, I do feel like Loki should be an obvious one. Yes. That's a given. Anyone who's followed me has my ideas of grandeur for our amazing Asgardian relationship. That's very real. It's very real. Of course it is. And I gave Kylo a quick mention. Oh, but friends, it goes deeper than that. Oh, do you want a deep? Do you want a deep? Do you want to know how deep the rabbit hole goes? Yes, you do. You do. Oh my god. Where did I put all these guys? I think I had a grouping of 6. There were 6 groups that I like filed everybody in. Chevy, is it Loki or Tom? Oh no, it's Loki. Specifically Loki. Because this includes, and I will specify in my list, like comic, show, video game. It is Loki. I mean, I'll even dabble a little bit like Poetic Edda myth Loki. Absolutely. It's Loki. That's the feature. Kronos sounds like oh yeah, we need it on the tier stream. You want visual. Yeah, Loki tracks. Yeah. I feel like I've talked about this one enough. I feel like everyone knows that bias that has been that way for a very long time. But oh my goodness. I cannot believe that happened. So I'll leave it up to you guys. I can try to give a little bit of an organization, or if anyone is interested and you want the full go next stream, I can go into it because I feel like it will almost turn into a roast because I think some of you guys are going to see the characters on there and be like, wait, but for real? And I'm like, oh yeah, for real. And they'll be like, I'm concerned. I'm curious, but I'm concerned, which is fine. Because, I mean, I'm not going to lie, I'm a little bit concerned too at some of these choices, but you know, it is what it is. It absolutely is what it is. And, it is a DNA-esque pick with Legion of Loki. Oh, absolutely. Because that includes, like, standard Loki, Jotun Loki, and Lady Loki. Everyone is involved. Like, it is all versions. It is all iterations. I'm just like, it's just that being. List them now in your groups. We can queue up questions for next week. Like, hey, are you sober? Are you okay? No, I'm flying high. Absolutely. All right. I've got to find them. I don't know where they are hiding. I could have sworn I had them all together. So we're going to find them. Don't you worry. We will find them. Oh my goodness. I cannot believe this, you guys. I cannot believe this. Let me see if I put them... Okay. Located. We have answers. So these are our questions, or our categories. I hope everyone is paying very, very close attention to the very real information that you're about to receive. And I'm actually going to post these in the chat because I feel like it's important to follow along with this TED Talk. So the first group, again, these are categorized because I like a good organization. We have the Blue Man group, and that includes Loki in his true form, Nightcrawler, Thrawn, shout out for today. Hey, we love that chiss man. Hades from Lore Olympus, and also Cad Bane, shout out for today. Cad is in parentheses because he shares some other groups. Also, I realized as I was making this that there was a lot of overlap, which was giving me some insight to who I am as a person. My second group, which is very important, is the No Nose, No Problem group. And that is Noob Saibot, the Ghoul, and Cad Bane. You don't need a nose to party? I'm here for you. I'm here for you, gentlemen. I am here for you. If Cad overlaps, does that mean he's your OTP? Oh, Dragon. There's so much overlap here. I can't even get to it. Kutaro, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry that this is where everything is going. Our next group, this is group 3 of like 6. Okay, you were right. I was not prepared for this. Jay, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you. I sat down and I was like, yeah, no, I need everybody. I need everybody here. And I realized that I need to add some more as I'm typing this. All right, so this is like our core group. This is the Patricidal Space Prince group. Very important. So this is Loki, Kylo, and Lotor. Both versions, specifically Legendary Defender. Love them. Kill your dad. Have great hair. I don't know. I feel like that's just kind of like the message. And I support them for that. Yes, like Voltron. Absolutely. The Galra Altean hybrid himself. Absolutely. Kronos, I'm so sorry. You guys asked for this. I tried to back down. I tried to like step away, and my hand was forced in this. Truly. My arm twisted beyond belief. Now we need this Sarah lore. Okay, Dragon, thank you. Thank you. All right. Our fourth group, the mention. Quintoro, sorry, pausing in the middle of loading laundry. Oh, you're about to mix the colors with the whites because this is gonna be a little confusing. But I thank you for sticking around. So group 4 is Bot Boys. This is Connor from Detroit Become Human. Data/lore. I slash them just because I don't want to say that they're that different, but I mean, you know, I know, we know. So Data, Lore, Vision, and Nick Valentine. Love him. I love me a good bot boy. For Vision, I'm kind of scared to say because I feel like Wanda's going to like summon out of nowhere and just like delete my mouth and I'm going to die. Which, I mean, fair, but like, I'm just admiring him from afar. Nick is a good guy. I love him. Anytime like I can have him as my companion, I'm like, yes, please. Please join me. We're friends. If we're more, then that's great. But wow. All right. And this is when it gets even a little bit more bizarre. I'm so sorry, you guys. There are There are 2 more categories. This is very important on the Fallout note. So 4th group is addictive personality. So this is going to be Sonar, Miguel, the Ghoul, and Klaus from Umbrella Academy, who is, I think, the first actual like human that has shown up so far. You know, Sonar loves his Coke, Miguel loves his Rapture, the Ghoul loves his Jet, assuming it's Jet, and Klaus loves a whole bunch of drugs. I don't know. But I love them. And, you know, I'm addicted to love. So, there. Write a song about it. I know it's been done already, but we'll get another one. We love them. We absolutely love them. All right. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. So, who is next? Oh, this is a pretty big group, and I feel like this was very generous. Because I had so many that were like in a that couldn't be categorized as neatly as some others, but we'll see some overlap. All right. So we've got the Pointed Ear Party. Again, this is going to tick a lot of boxes, but for those that haven't been mentioned already, Starion, obviously, Thranduil, obviously, Sinestro, obviously, Piccolo, obviously, Mollymauk, obviously, with some overlap with Lotor and Nightcrawler. Not Randy Thrandy. Absolutely. I want that elf on an elk. Absolutely. People are like, oh, Legolas. I'm like, no. His dad. Pay attention. Pay attention. Look at him. His fabulous hair. Oh, man. Do I have Ronan the Accuser on here? He's here. He's also in the Blue Man group. Please. Can we add an addendum? Can we add an addendum to the list? Chevy, date night is going to be weird and crowded. Oh, they'd probably kill each other. For sure. But for me. Wow. All right. So this one is a very... addendum? Yes. Well, I have to add Ronan. Because he's going to be in the Blue Man group also. So this one has, again, a lot of crossover for... I realize almost everyone that I love dies. You know, which is fine. Oh my god. Lee Pace in any version is on your list. I mean, only the fantasy ones. I guess. Maybe. But the, I lived, bitch category, which is very important. So, anyone who hasn't been mentioned or has died or has presumably died. So we have Supreme Strange, Darth Maul, Scarlet Spider, many a death, and this is Ben specifically, not Kane. Spider-Man Noir, Gambit, I'm not over it still. I know it's been like a year, but I'm not over it. Mollymauk, also parentheses honorable mention for Loki, Nightcrawler, Noob Saibot, and Piccolo. They all want to die, and I love them all. Love them all. I cannot believe we got through all of them. But that is my category. And I feel like anyone that like joins the team will fit into one of these categories in some way or another. I thank you for listening, and I also apologize. That concludes the list. I am prepared to be roasted. You can lay into me. It's fine. It's fine. I have no wine to cushion my fall anymore. But I think that this does... Grinch, this is the list for now. Yeah, I had to add Mollymauk most recently, once I finished the Mighty Nine. And I knew it would happen. I was like, well, Tiefling. Probably. And I was like, oh yeah, no, of course. And then did some other watching, and I was like, oh, yeah, great. I have that to look forward to. Quintoro, I'm so sorry. It is quite a list. Lydia, you do know things about me. There are lots of things. I wanted to make this list and try to catch as many as possible, as neatly as possible. Grinch, am I compiling the list of the Saraverse exiles? Oh, they're not exiled. They're all welcome into a loving home. All of them. How many are there? Oh my god. Like 20? 25? Kronos, honestly, this list isn't bad at all. Well, thank you. Thank you for exonerating me. Granted, I may not know all of them well. Fair. Uber Dead, I'm so sorry. If you have to unfollow, I understand. I understand. Jay, you are impressed. That's at least 3 BuzzFeed listicles worth of BFs. Yeah. But they're mine. We have a very healthy relationship, a very understanding relationship. Everyone is, they recognize that they're all from different places, different planets, different realms, different times. But they're, at the end of the day, they just all want a place to call home, and it's with me. Of course. Of course. It's fine. And I feel like I've, I don't know, does this make me like Gohan's stepmom if I'm dating Piccolo? Oh, man. It might. Oh, man. That's okay. It's fine. We'll work it out. I'm trying to think. So out of everyone on this list, I'm trying to think which ones would be the most like volatile against each other. I don't know. Grinch, the welcoming ceremony. Yeah, no, it's like the Brady Bunch, but weirder and hornier. Yeah, it is. Blended family. Why not? Absolutely. West City's got the space. Got the space. I got the shit. I'm ready. I want to believe in all of these fictional relationships that I've had for years and years. And God, it's so upsetting how quickly the list can grow. But like, I'll need like charging stations for all the robots. All of the living challenged ones. I don't know if I need like a necromancer on standby. Drugs, I guess. And I need access to like a lot of really good outfits. That's what the takeaway is. Be like, can you build me a house that's just like 3 rooms of like all of these things? Please. Oh wait, it's The Sims. It's The Sims, of course. But yeah, I feel like some are definitely more that would get along more than others. Like in the no nose, no problem group. I feel like the Ghoul and Cad Bane would be like, they would vibe. I think they'd probably switch hats. They've got that style. They'd be fine. Uber Dad, you got a dip, but this has been fascinating. I'm so sorry. Thank you for sticking around for Moldy Cheese and Fictional Boyfriends. Thank you. Thank you. Maybe I will see you Thursday. If not, have a fantastic week. And happy Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. Jedi, you feel like you've got the outfits covered? Listen, I will dress up however they want me to be. I will match them beat for beat. It is sim possible. 100%. Absolutely. I think, let me see. Who else is pretty similar? I'm not sure. I feel like Connor is probably the most level-headed, and is the android. I feel like is the most like level-headed, like would bring home to family. Because he's polite. He's nice. He's got a nice, he doesn't have too many like things going on. So I feel like that's probably like the safest, quote unquote, of everyone. And then with like each character, I'm like, okay, well, at what point in time is this happening too? Like, is this like Avengers 1 Loki? Or is it like Ragnarok Loki? And that's all up for discussion. I don't know. Connor. So Connor is one of the main 3 androids in Detroit Become Human. And you can follow his storyline. And he's an amazing character. Wonderful. A sweet, sweet bot boy. If you're not familiar with the game, it essentially follows the path of the androids deciding to extend beyond their programming or follow it, in short. So, even his baseline personality and just his way is very, very mellow. And definitely, now that I'm looking at everyone, I'm like, there are no humans. Okay, question for Umbrella Academy fans. Would you put... Or no, Kylo's human. He's just not from here. He's from upstate somewhere. Which might as well be another planet. Because it is. So, Kylo and Klaus, technically. But would you count Klaus and, like, the rest of, like, the Hargreaves kids as humans? Or would they technically be mutants? I feel like it's leaning towards mutant because they were born, so they're not mutates. So that takes like the spiders out of the running. I think so. I'm counting it. So only 2 humans out of this whole list. Only 2 humans, and they better be thankful. They better be thankful. Kylo from upstate, yeah, you know, he's got his way. He's definitely got an East Coast vibe. I'm just going to say it. But that's okay. I'm going to tell him to appreciate Tapatio and Cholula. And to understand the difference. Like, we're not having any of that boiled chicken attitude here. We're going to get some flavor. I don't know. Maybe he's got more spice than we realize. Well, not more spice. We're getting into terminology. My goodness. Bring back Dune. We're talking craziness. We can go back to the addictive personality group if we bring up that. Oh no, not the boiled chicken. I know. He might. What's so upsetting? So, sidebar from all of this, because yes, is this 100% silly? Of course it is, but it's my silly. But there was in one of the is EU or Legends books or novels, where Leia was like talking about like being pregnant and like sensing like his force and her force, like that connection. And I thought that was so cool, and something that I would have loved to have seen more of that connection. Don't even get me started on the sequel trilogy and my thoughts on him as a character and what they could have done with him. Why I love him and why I hate them for doing what they did. That's a whole nother stream because, again, the wine is gone. So, in short, for Leia and Han being away for so long, it was basically like a blurb about just like Kylo growing up, again, only child, and pretty much just being raised by droids and having that disconnect with people for a while, especially at that age. And I always thought that little tidbit of lore was very telling and very interesting. Sinestro is one of the baddest dudes on the list. Green Lantern First Flight was so good. Listen, I would say take me to Korrigar if it still existed, but absolutely. Just be like, yes. I'm not afraid. Are you afraid? I'm not afraid. No, it's fine. I'm afraid. And that's how the relationship would go. But like, I'd keep calling him. Send a text. You up? Jay, Kylo does kind of sound like a gym bro that doesn't season his chicken. But that's where I'm going to come in and I'm going to fix everything. I'm going to fix everything and I'm going to be like, listen, here's where they've done you wrong. Here's why you're actually upset. It's like, do you want to kill your dad or are you just hungry? Because like, I'll make you whatever you want. And I think like you need like 4 strong drinks and like a green chili tamale, and you would be okay. I think you would just calm all the way down if you had that. Like, all the way down. Kronos, thank you for agreeing with me. Grinch, you need to watch some Mark Strong movies. He's so good. He was in something recently too. I can't remember what it was, but I saw him up, and every time like I disconnect it, I'm like, yeah, doll, yeah, yeah, love what you're doing, love you. Movie questionable, but still love you, love what you're doing. Oh my god. But I don't know. Maybe they would get along better than I think. I feel like Nightcrawler and Molly Bach are like, that's a shoo-in. Because one, Kurt loves everybody because he's a sweet angel baby. And he's a circus man. And like, Nightcrawler is like basically almost a tiefling already. And it's like, oh, circus man? They just be like, hey! And then just be on the trapeze and it'll be fine. Totally fine. Jay, I think you think about the meme comic with Kylo screaming into a tantrum hole at least once a week. I don't like the word tantrum hole. Oh my god, and I want to say something. I want to say something so bad, but I'm not going to. But yeah, I think, I know the joke is like, oh, I can fix him. But no, I really think I could. I think he just needs, like, to have a dinner with, like, some hot sauce, a couple of drinks, and, ellipses, and he would be fine. He'd be fine. So just calm all the way down. We can bring Ben out. He'll be all right. Oh my god. I keep looking back at Tantrum Hole and I'm getting upset. Oh my god. And after the stream, I get to enjoy some more Shadow Lord, which is obviously perfect for today. And Darth Maul did get a mention, so love him. Love the show. It's doing everything I want. I feel like I was writing the show. I'm just like sitting over like Filione's desk, like, what you doing? Put this in. Make him drink tea. I love tea. It actually made me think of, who's also on the list, Noob Saibot / Bihan, and him and Scorpion's little tea time session in Mortal Kombat 11. I was like, wow, this is cinema. This is everything that I want. Beautiful. Kronos, you got to get yourself a fixer-upper. I mean, some of them I don't mind if they stay destroyed. That's just totally fine because, like, phew, I'm not helping the curb appeal of the market, so I don't care if you're a fixer-upper too. I accept everybody as they are. If they want to change, then that's on them. That's on them. I respect them as they are. I see them for as they are. And no, like, I mean, so there's a little homicide here or there. I understand. And I'm here for you. I'm here for you. They aren't, but I am. That's me. I'll sympathize with the villain in a second. Most of it's not all of them, but there are a lot. Jedi, it's interesting to learn about the lore that Kylo was raised by droids a lot. I didn't know that. Oh. One of the most telling things in Force Awakens is when Kylo kills Han. Chewie drops Kylo like he doesn't know him or give two fucks. You'd have thought he would have had a huge presence in Kylo's life and there'd be some hesitation being a baby that he saw grow up, but no, Chewie just shoots him. But it sounds like he doesn't know Kylo, which is, I think, ultimately just circles back to Han not letting him in his life. And it's like, who have you spent more time with? Like, your, like, Wookiee friend or your son? And I think the answer comes at the end of a blaster. So, yeah. And it's not like I dislike Han, like, at all, but, like, did he fumble it real hard, and do I feel bad that, not really, I'm like, yeah, Kylo, I get it. Did you not have to? 100%. But also, like, on a scale of 1 to Odin, he's like a 6. He's like a 6, but I'm just gonna dismiss it and be like, you know, it's fine. Couldn't kill mom, though. Struggled with mom. And that says a lot. And I don't know if that is a little bit of, like, the Force connection, or if, like, Leia had more time with him, which I strongly believe had more time with him, had more impactful time with him. 100%. Grinch, how very Cobain of you. Come as you are, as you were, as you want me to be. Yes. That is how I accept them. Well, I mean, it's always interesting to me. People are like, oh, and it's like the joke, like, oh, I can change him. I can fix her. I can blah, blah, blah. But I'm like, but what drew you to them in the first place? It was the square one that got you. You weren't thinking about, like, square 8 at the very end. You weren't thinking about the end. What pulled you was the beginning. So I'm just honest enough to say, yeah, I'm good with square 1. I don't agree with everything, but I'm like, I'm not gonna come at you for it. Like, okay. He killed 80 people in 2 days. And I'm like, does anybody miss them? And then they're like, okay, yeah, you go into prison right with him. And I'm like, I was just trying to be supportive. All I do, I just want to care. I want him to know that I'm there for him. Craziness. But I do, and I could do a very deep dive on each and every one of these characters, because one of the things that I've noticed as I was also putting this together was that how most of them, if not all of them, have 2 very distinct sides. And I think that's the whole appeal. Like, I mentioned Noob before. That's probably one of the, like, clearest ones of, like, Bihan and Noob. And I'm counting Noob, and I know technically Cybot is him, but Shadow, it's like, I'm not going to separate the 2, so, but Bihan and Noob, and those 2 different splits of personality. You're talking about Kylo. It's like, are you talking about Ben, or are you talking about Kylo? Because they are going to be different characterizations or personas or personalities of the same character, just depending on where they are in the timeline of the lore and how they are reacting to what's happening within them, or within their life. And what makes a lot of these characters so interesting and makes them boyfriend status is the fact that they are layered and varied and worth the exploration. Even the ones that are kind of, like, funny and kind of goofy, like obviously, you mentioned lore, like, complete cheeseball, but also has that element of resentment that is deep down, and that conniving part that is, you know, he's not joking when the chip's firing in that way. And it's that combination. That's what I really like. Jedi, you are attracted to that duality of persona. 100%. 100%. Like, God, I can't even, I'm just gonna look at some of them. Like I mentioned Loki already. I feel like the ones that would be the most singular in personality and the most, like, straightforward would be, like I said, I mentioned Connor. But, you know, I can't even mention Connor, because Connor, depending on how you play him, and I'll get to Astarion in a second, because, you know, the more machine route or the more deviant route, and that's the whole thing. Do you follow protocol, or do you follow what feels right? And that's the whole MO, and you get, depending on how you play, a very different Connor by the end of the game. But I would say Nightcrawler is probably going to be the most straightforward, no matter what. You're gonna get the same Kurt. I would argue, though, with Age of Apocalypse Kurt. This is a Kurt without Catholicism. This is a Kurt that uses Mystique's surname that goes by Kurt Darkholm. doesn't acknowledge, I know I say Wagner, and that would be a little bit of a difference, but I wouldn't count just that one storyline to cover all of him in the way that some of these other characters are more starkly different. So I don't know. If I'm out of line in that, please correct me. But I feel like Amazing Ayla, Dag, you are back. Was that did you bring out some little Simlish with a little Dag? Oh my god. I mean, I hope so. But what are we talking about now? We're talking about fictional boyfriends across all media. I'm so sorry. Right now, specifically talking about which ones have very strong elements of duality. Don't make you feel old. No, never. Well, as a vampire, that's also an alien, that's also a reptile, it's also a mutant. I'm like 300 years old, so don't even try me, Sonny. Don't even try me. Don't even. But I think, yeah, for straightforward, solid, I guess Thranduil's pretty much the same. He doesn't have too much of a another side or another angle that's too different. But again, that's me like stretching and like combing through everyone. So I don't know. I just like that dissection of personality. And that's what's so fun for me. And I'm like, all right, well, I got to add more to the list. So the newest on here, like I said, was Mollymauk from the Mighty Nine. And I knew it would happen because I saw the cosplays first. And I was like, okay, like one, like Tiefling already is going to put me at a bias. And like, he's purple, beautiful. He looks like Lotar, but like with horns and different hair. And then I'm like, oh, okay, find out more. I'm like, oh yeah, well, he's great. He's wonderful. Oh, he dies. Oh, okay. Yeah, of course. And gets, I wouldn't even say like reborn or reincarnated, but truly has other personas beyond him as we meet him again in the show. And I'm saying this just because I know that the game, like the Critical Role streams have been years and years ago, so I feel like I'm out of spoiler territory. But if I am, I don't know, flog me, I guess. I'm sorry. Gambit is not on your boyfriend list? Oh, he is. If you please direct yourself to the I lived bitch category, you'll find Remy there. Jedi, thank you. Yes, Gambit is further on the list back because he did live. I'm horrified and I'm elated to see what I'm very, very sure will be Horseman of the Apocalypse Gambit in season 2. I know it's gonna break my heart. I know it's gonna be traumatic, but again, look at my list. Like, who's like, oh yeah, I love Supreme Strange. That's not tragic at all. I love Darth Maul. That's not tragic at all. I love Scarlet Spider. That's not tragic at all. And I'm just going to give a shout out to Ben right now. Because people forget this. People talk about like, oh, comics, everybody dies, comes back. I mean, true. It does happen a lot. Again, these characters are like 50 years old. Lydia, I knew you were going to say that. Shout out to the doot. But it's like, yeah, everyone wants to like rag on like Jean. And I mean, even Loki's up there too with like, yeah, I'm dead. I'm not. Just kidding. I'm back. I'm not. But Ben takes the record for Marvel for the most deaths. And I believe the number is 27. My poor, beautiful, peroxide-laden boy has died more than anybody else. Come back and come back and come back and recloned and recloned. And it just breaks my heart. But narratively, it's so fascinating. And I can't get enough. And I wish that we had more time one of the biggest things about the Spider Noir show that is just like makes me want to give myself a lobotomy is that it's like two of my favorite spiders that already just out of the gate are shot because we're calling Noir Ben Reilly. Like, huh? And for what? And the only thing I can think of is obviously like Sony being weird with rights of like him not being able to be Peter Parker. But like, I thought that was over. I thought we were past that. I thought we were beyond that, you guys. Like, this is just stupid. If anything, I would have loved something more vague. Like if they just called him like Parker, which would also be very like detective-y if they were going to change it. But like calling him Ben Reilly specifically just makes me so mad, because now it tells me we're never going to have a true Scarlet Spider story, and we're never going to have a true Noir story. So already out of the gate, two of my favorite spiders are, I'll never see them as I believe should be seen. And that bums me out. Yeah, poor Ben. Ben's been through it. And he's like, I'm just going to try to I'm reading the chat. I'm just trying to live my best life. I will give him also bonus points for the only spider, I'll say extendedly, that has hung out on the West Coast, which I appreciate. He's like, I'm going to leave Midtown and Manhattan and Queens behind. I'm going to hang out in Vegas. And I was like, wow, I could go there. Yeah, this is good. Come west. I know Silk had her time in San Francisco for a little bit as Silkworm, which I like. But specifically for Ben and, his quest and importance on his identity, who he is, his relationship with Peter, I love very, very much. I've got beef about Chasm. I understand, but I feel like it should have been culled by now. Like, let him have his moment. I do think the interaction with him and Madeline Pryor is interesting. Because it's like, okay, we're like the two, like the unsung clones that we don't get talked about. Laura, I feel like kind of gets excluded from the conversation just because she's kind of been in a heroic, generally favorable situation. Talk about Laura Kinney, X-23, versus like, clones that were created to like completely supplant the donor or like the original, quote unquote. So like I would leave Laura and also Gabby, like in any one of Logan's DNA cocktails. Like I feel like they're in a different place than these two. And I'm trying to think of any other clones, but yeah, I feel like, let me see. Let me put this right. I feel like, to bring Mortal Kombat into it, that nobody asked for, I feel like Maddie and Ben are the Melinas to their respective katanas. Please understand what I'm saying. Where it's like, oh yeah, like Jean is blah blah blah, and pedestal. Peter, oh my god, it's your blood. Oh my, you're the one and all, blah blah blah. Pedestal. We're going to try to recreate that and not exactly get it right, but kind of. Maddie definitely more so than Ben, especially now given all that he's been through, versus the other clones that have been more of like, not experimentation, but they weren't meant to be like a one-to-one cloning. So I think that's the difference. So understand. Ayla, who's your vampire boyfriend? Astarion, I'm assuming, on the list. But I mean, I'm not opposed to a Lestat, or literally anyone. Vampires just kind of get like a general like pass. So, I mean, I was like 8. Hello, welcome, thank you for following. Literally anyone, any of the vampires. Like I remember being like 8 or 9 when I watched like the 30s like Dracula, and I was like, So, I mean, like, yeah, Lugosi, not joking. Yes. It is what it is. It is what it is. But, yeah, I think that, I don't know, I feel like, and I know we're jumping from mutants, we're talking about clones, but now if we're going to talk about vampires, we can absolutely talk about vampires, which I could, again, do an entire stream on the archetype of the character and characters that are vampires, because I do think that they can be different depending on how characters use the trait of vampirism. But just typically, vampires and other sentient non-human beings, I mean, that's why my list is full of them, are just inherently more interesting and more appealing because of that other layer to them that, depending on how you interact with them, depending on what your circumstances are with them, if their back is up the wall, which side of them are they going to choose to let out? And I think that makes a big difference for, like, you know, like a antagonist and a protagonist character. We'll say that. I'm not going to say hero and villain because I feel like that is too definitive, but protagonist, your antagonist. Chevy, your vampire boyfriend would be Lestat and I'm straight, and that's fair. That is fair. Like, and it's any version of him. I would say that I am pretty biased to Queen of the Damned, Stuart Townsend's Lestat. Is the movie very questionable and of its time? Yes. Do I love it? Absolutely. And I will not change my opinion on this matter. I will say that current Lestat, I think it's Sam Reed, has also been, like, he's been doing great. He has been doing great, and I didn't know him from anything else. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm glad that I'm getting, again, for me personally, like, a new to me Lestat, because he's such an iconic character, and I have so many preconceived notions from, you know, books, at least 2 movies, that it's kind of hard to, like, rewire every time. But I'm like, I did it with 3 Spider-Man. Like, you can do it. But I feel like he is carrying the mantle, but also making it his own, which I really like. Ayla, so you're saying sparkling boy Edward from Twilight is on your vampire BF list. All right, so here's my response with that. I believe those vampires, quote unquote, are just like venomous Emma Frost people. And, you know, if I put a mutant slant on it, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I feel that Edward would be terrified of me. And I think I would like that. Like, I would like to have some time with him just to, like, truly, like, rock his, like, world. Because he's, like, what, 19, 18 or something? And, like, his era. I feel like he hasn't evolved from that. Because I feel like, and honestly, this goes for the entire family, if your idea is to, like, perpetually just be in high school forever, like, there's some untapped resources there. And I just want to be like, you know, like, you can, like, leave this, right? Like, you know that, right? You can read minds and you opt to do this. I need answers. And I would press him for answers, and I would be like, you could be so cool. You could be so cool. Why are you here in this podunk town when you could be? And then it's like, we look over and it's like, Lestat, it's like, world tour, like, amazing fans. It's like, yeah, that could be you, but it's not you. And that's fine. Like, if you want to live, like, under the radar and you're like, hey, I just want to vibe. Okay. I mean, at least, like, Bill Compton got out of the house. He tried to start his own club. I mean, Northman did. Like, do something. Do something. Like, what's the weirdest thing that you've been exposed to, Edward? What's the weirdest thing? Like, all right, wolves give you the heebie-jeebies. Okay, whatever. But what about, like, I don't know. I'm going to say insert thing that I'm interested in 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Have you seen my search history? Let me open up your mind for you. You're welcome to read mine, but you'll be terrified if you do. Like, I just feel like he just needs to branch out and just, like, figure it out and just leave high school. It's just so bizarre. I feel like the story, and we're going in a weird place. We're talking about Twilight on May the 4th. Ayla, how could you do this? No, this is great. This is the stuff that I live for. I feel like that movie, or I guess books, would be very interesting if it was like, if the high school thing was just something that they were doing for like a month or two, like as cover, because they like slaughtered an entire town. And it was like, okay, we've got to like lay low and be this and pretend, and this is our like self-imposed witness protection program that we're dealing with. That would be very interesting. And you could build something off of that. The issue with Twilight, which is obvious, this is stating the obvious from like 800 years ago, is just it's just simply not enough vampire to be called vampire. If they were aliens and the story played out exactly the way that it does, it wouldn't make a difference. Because there's no like underlying attributes or themes that are like your basic hallmark vampiric behaviors. But again, for me, I like those layers. Dress in layers. You're not going to, they are vampires is truly the way to put it. It's like, well, you know, I need blood. Animal blood is fine. How often I need to feed? Never addressed. You know, maybe. Okay, so, like, do you not need it? Like, what? No one else struggles with it but you sometimes, and then people are like, oh, your blood smells good. Okay, like, that's me every time I go to the grocery store hungry, but I'm not going to be like, and, like, dig into the hummus while the guy at the deli counter is watching me. Like, have some restraint. Oh my god. Anyway, it's not enough vampire, and then the other part of what makes vampires compelling literary characters just in general is completely absent and has no place in it. They have no adversaries, not really. They have no struggles with their mortality. They have no struggles with their other vampires, not really, kind of with the Italian ones, but it's all just so like very like written like a Mad Lib, where it's like, oh, okay, well, I think there should be something here and this kind of connects, but it's like they're in general just not connected with the world at large, and they have no struggles beyond the little bits that are just in their like circles, which is again very like high school. And I know it's written for like kids. I know it's not meant to be this literary work, but like, come on, you could have had something. I mean, by the time I finished with it, it wouldn't even be the same book anymore. But you know, Grinch, at least the Strand, or was it the Strand, or was it the Strain in Castlevania anime tried to define vampires? Yeah, well, they were actually vampires. Yes, Strain. Okay, yeah, I was like, for a second, my mind was like wanting to read The Last Stand, and I was like, oh. Jedi, totally into this, but you gotta go. To be continued, 100%. Children of the Night. Please drive safe if you're driving. And if you're at home, have a glass of wine. I'll catch you next time. It is about that time, 1 minute or so. We're not playing too into it. As all of us are vampires in the chat, indeed, we are not beholden to the mortal time frames set to us. We're not. Kronos, they could have done better for sure. Oh yes, they could. But again, I know that who it's written for. And it's like, I'm not going to go into like a McDonald's play place and be like, where are the thrill roller coasters? This is no Six Flags. Like, yeah, no, it's not. It's not. Why are you assuming that it is? But if someone talks about it, I will say, yeah, here's why it's a bad idea. You could have just picked something else. I feel like Alien is just a lot of a safer bet for all of those, again, the literary undertones and the themes and the subtext that go along with vampires as characters and with other sentient or semi-sentient monsters specifically, that it just misses the mark and just waters it all down. I love that, Kronos. Beautiful. The collar, like, he had the drip. Undeniable. Something that I always think is funny is that no one ever really mentions that, like, the Count is, like, super rich and is, like, a political position. Like, it's always like, yeah, but he's vampire. And it's like, yeah, I mean, obviously, but also, like, have you considered this about him? Just so you're aware. Like, vampire, yeah, got it. But this part. And I feel like the giant popped collar and the wardrobe definitely, I mean, it's iconic, but it also goes with the role. I'm sorry, Grinch, that autocorrect is concocting a last nerve to attach to me to get on. That's bold. Like, not even, so your last nerve is already, like, spent, and it's just creating one just to destroy you. I'm so sorry. Speaking of vamps, do you play Vampire the Masquerade? I do not, because I feel like I would get too lost in the sauce. I am currently in one role-playing game, tabletop role-playing game, and I know that he has left for the evening, but Jedi and I are in Laughing Moon tabletop role-playing game, and it is wonderful, but it is my entire, like, OC and character concentration is in that game. It is a high fantasy role-playing game, again, similar to D&D, but definitely more narrative-based and less combat-based. I've been playing for, a couple years now, and I absolutely love it. The last time that I did Vampire the Masquerade was also for a stream. It was a charity stream, and I played just for a little bit. Not exactly an NPC, but I was one of many, because it was a couple of us, like cosplayers and other streamers that got together on the stream to play, and it was a sort of a homebrew that was set in Phoenix, which was fun. And I think that was, the most recent time. But my current character in Laughing Moon that I am playing is a vampire. So, didn't mean to be. I tried, every time I try to make a character, I try to not be the most obvious pick of, like, what I want and what I would do. Like, in D&D, I've never played a rogue, because, like, that's obviously, like, what calls to me and speaks to me, and I feel like is too much of a, it's just too easy, so I want to stretch my muscles elsewhere. And the character, her name is Gia, that I've played for the last couple years, was meant to be just, like, a one-off character that was presumably left for dead. And the final fight that this took place in, it was a vampire bordello. So things happened, and the campaign shifted, and Gia had an opportunity to come back. And she was risen again after being left for dead. And that is the status that she's been in, or the state that she's been in, since that game. So it's a little fun fact. Grinch, you can take the ghoul out of the symphony of the night, but you can't take the symphony of the night out of the ghoul. What music they make. I love that they're children of the night, too. Like, it just makes them more endearing. Like, it's not like, if someone said, like, oh, adults of the night, like, I don't want any parts of that. No, but like, oh, children of the night. Little baby bats. Fluttering about. I'm actually not too far from a bat cave, no pun intended. And I am going to hopefully visit when they have their like peak. I think it's fall-ish when they have their peak gathering time, so I can see them. Because I do love bats. Like, right here. Bats in general are just very, very cute. And they take out all the bugs that freak me out. Or actually take my blood that I don't want. It's freaking mosquitoes. I hate mosquitoes. And I know that my blood is delicious and the best thing that they've ever had in their life, but they need to stop. And bats take out the mosquitoes, so I'm all for it. Teenagers of the night. Ugh. Yeah, I don't need that. I don't need that. I don't need teenagers of the day. Just delete the whole, like, age group. Like, unless you're really cool, like, you're gone. Speaking of bats, you might get to meet Jazz the Bat at Dragon Con. Who is Jazz the Bat? Please advise. I would love to know. Jazz the Bat. Can I Google Jazz the Bat? Let me see. Jazz the Bat. I keep wanting to say like Rouge the Bat. Okay, and I'm just getting literally pictures of baseball bats. So I don't think this is it. Oh no. You'll have to send it to me later so that I can see the batness. But it is about that time, everyone. I think some of you bats have flown to your caves already. But for those that have stuck around, thank you. I know tonight's stream was a little unorthodox, but it's fun. Keeps you guys on your toes. The next time we come in, I'll try to like categorize them with some visuals, just so that you guys can know and laugh at me, which is fine. I'm here for that. I'm here for the self-deprecating humor and getting roasted. Ayla, you have to disagree about all bats being cute. I mean, there are some that have some creative facial features. That's fair. But, you know, I think that, you know, beauty's on the inside. And they're still doing the most for the environment, for the mosquitoes. I'm reaching, but yeah, some are not as cute as others. But I feel like in general, I find them very cute, and I really love when they like walk on their little arm wings, on their little elbows. I'm like, wow, you're so cute. You're so cute, little bats. But this little bat is going to wrap up her wings and descend into the night and try to find some food. Hopefully some moldy cheese. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Alox, the white bat from Ace Ventura 2 is super ugly. Well, I mean, don't go to the Guano Master itself. Lydia, no more moldy cheese. No! I'm so sorry. Moldy cheese for the win. I mean, the chat has spoken. The chat has spoken. I don't know. I just might have to. Well, you guys, I'm going to homebrew some penicillin in cheddar. Just try it out. See how I like it. And I don't know. If I'm alive, I'll be back for Thursday's stream. We'll be spinning a brand new vinyl that just came in the mail. And hopefully I will catch you guys there. But until then, thank you for hanging out. May the 4th be with you. Happy Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. And I'll catch you guys next time.